Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. One of the biggest things that we have been witnessing around XRP and even the XRP ledger is a ton of FUD, specifically even around nodes, because a lot of node operators are shutting down their services and moving on to other major networks and things like that. At the end of the day, as we really look at node operators on the XRP ledger, guys, this is actually from a validator himself. You could actually see the network state here. Sorry, you could actually see that there's 626 nodes running on the actual network. So as we really look at what's going on here, are we really concerned about some of the other validators pulling out of the network and shutting down their services? No, we're not worried at all, even down here. But what about the new narrative that the XRP ledger is failing or falling apart due to infrastructure issues? We must preserve the narrative. Yeah, I should encourage all of us to educate on how the XRP ledger works. Misinformation is damaging. And yeah, there's been a ton of misinformation around XRP and the XRP ledger. And you know what's weird about it? Is it's at a time where we are on a major cusp, and the cusp is a massive change for the XRP ledger. What is that change? It's the amendments. We've been following them for a while. Here you actually have the AMM. It's at now 30 yays, 85.71% consensus. This could be approved and fully operational by February 14th. We are now 2 weeks away from this possibly being live on the XRP ledger. That is if it stays above 80% for the next 2 weeks. This is a major move. This is going to be something very big for the XRP ledger. I've talked about it, right? This is step number 1 in order to unlock a ton of liquidity for XRP and for the entire ecosystem. I've talked about it with Hedera. If you actually go over to SaucerSwap and you look at the pools, guys, there is millions of dollars in liquidity pools on Hedera. Mind you, Hedera is not even in the top 20. XRP and the XRP ledger being in the top 10 is significant to mention, because that means that the AMM and liquidity pools could very well grow at a rapid pace since they are in the spotlight. This launch, I've seen a lot of people trying to play this down. This is a huge deal. We have over here from Crypto Airy, 30 yays, 5 nays. The XRP ledger AMM amendment has reached 85.7% consensus. I think it was Expector, and then finally Daniel WWF that flipped the switch. Needs to hold this vote for about 13 days and 23 hours at the time that she was writing this. I read that the XRP Ledger Labs will wait another week. Should they find something, votes could change. So it could be about 3 weeks away or so from this officially being launched, but this is a big deal. Also, for those that have been watching and waiting for the callback as well, that has just recently reached a 91% consensus. This is ETA about 7 days, 7 hours. Again, it could wait a little bit longer until we actually have them fully out there. But I'm also looking at the DID and the X-Chain bridge. There's a lot that is still left to actually fully launch. But these two, the clawback and the AMM, these are two that you really want to watch if you are an XRP holder. So if you are an XRP holder, guys, things are about to get very exciting for the actual XRP ledger. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to immediately affect the price or anything like that. This is things that are going to actually innovate the XRP ledger and fully push it forward on to become a dominant force in this space. So very exciting stuff. This is going to open everyone's eyes to how big the AMM actually will be. And talking about that, big shout to Panos Mech over on X. In 2 weeks, the XRP ledger enters a new chapter that will bring us closer to the vision of the Internet of Value. AMMs are now the standard for decentralized trading and exchange of value, with over $2 trillion transacted. This signals a new era for the XRP ledger. And yes, this is going to be a big deal. And by the way, if you aren't already following Panos over on X, you should be. And also follow his project. This is Anodos Finance. I hope that I'm saying that name correctly. This is one that you should be following and supporting because this is going to be a huge project that is going to be launching on the XRP ledger, and it's actually going to benefit the AMM greatly. You actually see down here a few things around it. So 2024 is the year Anodos becomes the utility layer of Web3 with a suite of applications targeting many different use cases, simplifying XRP ledger trading, liquidity provision, and portfolio management, simplifying crypto investing, real-world assets, and there's still a lot more to be revealed. But over here, we actually have a view of how this will work. We have, if you are wondering how easy it will be to use the XRP Ledger AMM and provide liquidity through Anodos Finance. Yes, that easy, so simple. Even a 5-year-old kid can do it. Check this out. So this is the actual interface. Let me open it up in a new tab just so that you guys can see it, view zoomed in. So here is how it looks. And this is essentially, this is what I mean, right? Like when we really look at saucer swap, I do think that Anodos could be that for the XRP ledger. I think that this is going to be a game changer, and I think that this is going to be much bigger than what most people are anticipating. For all those HBAR holders out there, you probably already know how big the AMMs could be and how much liquidity is unlocked through these AMMs. But there you guys have the overall view of what it looks like. I'm very excited for this. Again, if you are not supporting builders on the XRP ledger, I don't know what you're doing, because the builders are going to create a lot more utility and a lot more value on the actual ledger, which will ultimately result in XRP having a lot more value and volume in it as well. But also over here, this is a video. This is actually with Panos on Crypto Aries channel. Now this is just a small clip of it, but we do see, I think right now we have at least a few hundred projects on the XRP ledger building. So I think every single one of them should run a validator. Check this out.
So hello everyone, I'm Panos, I'm from Greece. For anyone who doesn't know me, I have an accounting and finance degree, and I have been in crypto since 2016. In all these years, I have been focusing on education, trying to simplify things, and of course fighting misinformation, especially for XRP. I co-founded Anodos, which at its core is a software development company, with a goal to build innovative and user-friendly DeFi and Web3 as a whole applications that make it easier for everyone to access and utilize crypto and blockchain. I think in the process of being a validator, you also learn more about the network itself. You learn all about all the potential difficulties or issues that infrastructure providers may face, especially in high activity periods that we saw also some time ago. And I think at the least the projects that are building on it or businesses that are relying on XRPL can do for the network is to run a node or validator. So it's not that every community or every community member or every XRP holder should run one, because you actually have to know some things to do that. But I think right now we have at least a few hundreds of projects on XRPL building. So I think every single one of them should run a validator. And it's very important to have that support and increase the scalability of the network.
Now, I do completely agree with them when we do talk about the validators and things like that. Validators, they truly empower the network. They are the ones that keep it secure, that keep it up and running. That's exactly why validators are so important. But that's also why we saw a lot of FUD around the validators actually pulling out of the XRP ledger because of the whole idea of the best incentive is no incentivization, right? So when we really look at what's going on here, I do think that things are about to change drastically around the XRP ledger. It really does start with a lot of these amendments. I think that the AMM is a big one. I think Anodos is actually a huge project that I think everyone should be focused on and supporting, especially in the XRP ledger ecosystem. And if you are an XRP holder, you should definitely be supporting it as well, because I do think that this could very well be the saucer swap of the XRP ledger. But outside of that, don't just take my word for how big the AMM will be. Here you actually have a full in-depth video. It's almost 6 minutes long. This is from David Schwartz, actually. It's the CTO talking about how big the AMM actually is. We have February 14th is a great day for XRP and the XRP ledger with the approval of AMMs. We don't know if it's going to go live that day, so don't look at the date as too much focus or anything like that. But listen to what David Schwartz is talking about and how he is basically saying that this is a massive move and the show is just getting started. So check this out. About 5 and a little bit longer minutes long. I'm just going to speed it up slightly. If it is too fast, you guys are more than welcome to slow it down.
Liquidity is sort of the secret sauce to making that work. And liquidity is sort of the secret sauce to making that work. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is automated market making. As I mentioned before, the XRP ledger is the OG DEX. We had a DEX in 2012. We have cross-currency payments. We have issued assets. We built the XRP ledger. We designed it, and other people have extended it with the payments use case in mind. And that payment use case is a cross-currency payment world. It's a world where some people like dollars, some people like euros, some people like Bitcoin, some people like XRP. It's a multi-token world. It's a tokenized world where maybe other types of assets are tokenized. And liquidity is sort of the secret sauce to making that work. I think personally, my earliest vision that I think has held for 10 years now was this idea of sort of public pools of liquidity. In existing payment systems, you're stuck with that payment system's liquidity. If you use Western Union, you get their cash in, you get their cash out, you get their liquidity, whether you like it or not, and you can't unbundle those things. That early vision was these pools of liquidity that everybody can contribute to and everybody can draw off that are kind of unbundled from the payment system or the asset that you're using to pay with. Automated market makers, I think, will help improve that liquidity because they can capture a long tail of assets better than technologies like order books can. We've been working with the community on an automated market maker implementation for the XRP ledger. And today, for the first time, I think I'm going to let the world know that it has a mechanism that I don't believe exists in any other automated market maker design in the world that allows the stakers, the people who put the liquidity into the automated market maker, to command a larger share of the profits that would normally go to arbitrageurs, increasing the return. I do want to talk about why I think that the XRP ledger is uniquely suited to exploit that type of technology. Automated market makers have loose profit to arbitrageurs. Essentially, as the price of assets change, the market maker doesn't know that the price is different, and so it sort of makes trades at a loss. Arbitrageurs make those trades at a loss to sort of rebalance the AMM, causing what is sometimes called impermanent loss, although whether or not it's impermanent is up for debate. Now, there are certain mechanisms that maximize the penalty that causes, and there are certain mechanisms that minimize them. And the XRP ledger has three factors that weren't intended for automated market makers. They were intended for payments, but they significantly improve the efficiency of automated market makers and increase the return. And one of those is speed. If you're arbitraging against an automated market maker, you don't know the state of the ledger at the time your transaction executes. You only know the state of the ledger at the time you create your transaction. So you have this latency period during which the price could change or the ledger state could change. With Ethereum, that could be several minutes. With the XRP ledger, that's typically just a couple of seconds. So that's a significant sort of inherent feature of the XRP ledger that makes arbitrageurs arbitrage more efficiently, and the earlier and the quicker an arbitrager arbitrages, the less loss the pool suffers. If an arbitrager waits until the profits are large, that means the losses are big, right? You want an arbitrager to arbitrage as soon as there's an arbitrage opportunity, which is the second feature. If it costs you $50 to arbitrage on Ethereum and less than a penny to arbitrage on the XRP ledger, you're going to make your arbitrage transaction more quickly. You're not going to wait until the potential profit is enormous, and therefore the potential loss to the pool is also enormous. So the fact that the XRP ledger fees are lower is going to mean more of that money that would go to arbitrageurs stays with the people who are staking the pool. And that's what you want, because if people don't stake the pool, there's no liquidity. You want the stakers to reap the rewards of their staking so that there will be these deep pools of liquidity. And the third feature is fairness. How many of you here know what MEV is? No hands, okay, well, one or two. Okay, I got a couple over there. I think those might be Ripple employees. But MEV is what Ethereum miners do sometimes, and they have no choice. Mining is cutthroat. If I can make more money mining than you can, I'm going to grow my mining operation. I'm going to put you out of business by raising the difficulty. If you can make extra money mining, you pretty much have to. You have no choice. You have to do it, because otherwise you'll go out of business. And one of the ways that miners can make more money is by gaming automated market makers and decentralized exchanges. They essentially front run. They say, oh, I'm not going to execute this transaction, and I'm not going to execute this transaction. But, I am going to execute this transaction, even though it paid a low fee, because if I put my own transaction in front of it, I can make a profit. Most of those profits are user losses. To some extent, this part of it is to some extent a zero-sum game, right? A front runner who makes money from a trader is taking money out of the trader's pocket. And you can't do that on the XRP ledger because the federated Byzantine agreement algorithm doesn't have there's no miner, there's no one sort of dictator of the moment who gets to decide what goes in the block. And so those three features of the XRP ledger that it's had, forever, make automated market makers work much, much better. And then with the mechanism that we're working on that will allow the pool to recapture much of the profits that the arbitrage makes, almost as if the pool were arbitraging against itself, we're hopeful that that will incentivize very, very deep pools of liquidity on the XRP ledger that will make movement between tokens very efficient.
So again, all of this goes hand in hand with why the XRP ledger is purpose-built for things like this. I mean, it's crazy that this got approved as fast as it did, because we were under the impression that this was not going to get approved until like 6 months into the year. And now that we're here, I mean, this is truly a historical moment for the XRP ledger and for XRP holders, because this is going to unlock a ton of utility, a ton of value. And even when we really look at XRP itself, this could put it into a position where it is becoming the most liquid asset in the space. And remember, right? XRP needs deep pools of liquidity in order for it to actually target much higher value transactions. That's where we can start to actually see scalability really being focused on with XRP, and even Ripple, for an example, scaling their on-demand liquidity operations, sourcing XRP as liquidity. And I think that this is where it really starts to be, the major change in the space that is needed in order to actually have XRP in that position. I think that that's why we have the AMM and liquidity itself becoming a big focus, and why this is essentially the secret sauce. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.